Hey guys, my name is Scott and you are watching the Final Score YouTube channel, and this is my first NFL video going up on this channel, which I know is really bad timing because I've decided to start an NFL channel up a month after the NFL season has just ended. It's a terrible timing, yeah, but I promise you, stick with me. I've got lots of great content in my head planned for the coming months as we get into free agency and we get into the draft, and then hopefully will carry us through the wave until we get to the start of the season in August, September time this year. So really excited. But at the moment, it's free agency pretty much. I mean, free agents are talking to other teams, so I thought I'd do a breakdown over the coming weeks and maybe month, depending on how long it takes me to get through these. And I'm going to go through every single team in the NFL, all 32 teams, and break down, in my opinion, the one free agent that they need to sign this off-season. And today, we're going to start with a bit of a random team. We're going to start with the Minnesota Vikings. Because why not? They were the first team that came to mind when making this video. Don't ask me why, they just did. And also, Minnesota as a state has a really close place in my girlfriend's heart. So I thought, why not? It's in my head. I might as well make the video about them. So yeah, we're going to start with the Minnesota Vikings. And for me, let's get straight into it. The Vikings do have lots of gaps all over their team. They weren't a playoff side this year, so they have problems and they need to fix those problems. However, they need to remember they haven't got much cap room to do that. I don't think the Vikings are a team that can be fixed from one free agency and one draft. I don't see the Vikings becoming a playoff team in one season. I think they're a team that needs to build with pieces, and slowly but surely, hopefully, with the right coaching, they'll get there to a playoff and then maybe, if they're lucky, a Super Bowl. Obviously, that's the goal for all these teams. But yeah, my pick for the Minnesota Vikings is to sign a safety. Specifically, I have gone with Carl Joseph of the Cleveland Browns currently. To be honest, you could pick any of those safeties. LaMarcus Joyner, I believe, would be an option. Probably now, knowing my luck, he's probably been picked up by somebody else by the time this video's out. But I went with Carl Joseph just because of he had a pretty solid season last year for Cleveland, and more importantly, he's cheap. Because, like I said, the Vikings' main problem here is cap room. They don't really have much cap to spend, so someone like Carl Joseph, just for a season or two, would be a cheap option to fill a decent hole. He had a pretty good year for Cleveland last year, had himself 67 tackles, which is his best year since his sophomore year back at Oakland in 2017, I believe. So he would be a good option for me. The other reason why, they need a safety generally over another position. I know some people are screaming for defensive end or wide receiver or another guard. But for me, they need a safety because they have a really young cornerback core. The likes of Jeff Gladney and Cameron Dantzler are literally going to be starting their sophomore seasons this year. They're coming off of what were decent rookie seasons, but nothing spectacular. And with Anthony Harris leaving, which is my final main point on this, with Anthony Harris out the door as an unrestricted free agent, I think you really need to jump on getting another experienced safety behind this young cornerback line. If you go and draft a safety, or if you don't sign anyone to the safety position, you really run the risk of leaving those young corners exposed. And I mean, that will just be mayhem for Minnesota, especially when they're playing in a league with the Bears, who have just tagged Allen Robinson again, so they'll have a great receiver in their team. Green Bay are in this league, we need to remember. And then also now you've got to worry about Jared Goff's Detroit Lions. The new quarterback coming in there, Kenny Golladay, I believe, has just been tagged as well for them. So you've got to worry about the teams around them and their receiving depth. And if you haven't got good secondary, then you're going to get exposed in that division. So yeah, they're the main reasons for me why you would pick the Vikings. I am going to briefly touch on another position if they don't go for safety. Wide receiver, I suppose. They could probably be looking for a third set wide receiver. I picked Keelan Cole. Keelan Cole had a good season for the Jags last year, to be honest. It was his highest career touchdown season. I think he got 5 last year for the Jags, and he's been averaging about 1 to 3 at the moment for a season before that. So yeah, he got 5 touchdowns last year for a pretty poor, we'll all agree, pretty poor Jags side with Minshew throwing at him. So hey, why not give Kirk Cousins something else to throw at? But my heart says safety. If I was the Vikings GM, I'd be going after safeties. So yeah, and that's it for this video. Really quick one, because I want to keep these short and snappy, and I'll keep them coming out throughout the free agency period right up until the draft. And we'll go through all the teams hopefully. So if you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you when I see you.